Hello, my name is Nicholas Viola, and I'm going to be doing my math lesson on writing numbers in different forms. So here we have our learning objective. And our objective would be to read and write multiple-digit whole numbers from 0 to 1 million using standard form, expanded form, and word form. And now I can write numbers in standard, expanded, and word form, same as what our standard says. Then we also have the standard here. This will be for a 4th grade classroom. So first, before we go over standard form, expanded form, and word form, it's important that students understand the place value chart. So that way they can write it out. So we have our ones, so millions to ones, we get our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So with this, I would model some so that we could see it and just have some examples. So you could have 1, 3, 4, have them say, okay, what is this? 431. That way it's just easier for them to write when we go over our learning objective. And then I do a couple with them so they feel comfortable in each spot. So this would be 54,321. Let's just do some examples with them. And we go on to underlining the numbers that we're looking for. So the first one would be to underline the number in the thousands place. Just some more examples, that way they can see, have more clarification of where each number is. So we would do this together. So for the first one, 5,681. Underline the number in the thousands place. So they go through and say, this is the thousands place, okay? Next one, underline the number in the 10,000s place, which would be the 7. And 432, underline the number in the tens place, which would be our 3. And then finally, a big number, just because you got to get used to working towards a million, 784,345. We're going to underline the number in the 100,000s place. And they're all different, that way they can get used to seeing where each one is in relation to each other. And after they got some place value examples, just quick, because that's not our main learning objective, that's just underlining information beforehand that will help them out. And then we go into our definitions. So this will be our standard, expanded, and word form. This is just quick definitions, so that way they know what to expect, what to look for. So standard form is used to express numbers with numbers. Pretty much now I have an example. 534 is written as 534. Nothing changes in standard form. It stays exactly the same. Expanded form is used to express numbers according to their place value. So I have the example as 534 is written. There's 2 ways to do this. I know there's a 4th grade way and a 3rd grade way. So I modeled both of them here. We're going to try to get them to do the 4th grade method. But obviously, if the 3rd is better, just to get us started. But since this is a lesson towards the end of a 2-week lesson, they should be able to do the 4th grade method, which would be 5 times 100, which goes off our hundreds place. And then we have our 3 times 10, which would be for our tens place, and 4 times 1 for our ones place. Or again, the 3rd grade method is 500 plus 3, 30, plus 4 equals 534, break it into sections. And then lastly, word form is used to express numbers by spelling them into words. So example for 534 is written as 534. So that'd be their definitions, and then they know what to look for. So now we go into some practice. I think I have about 3 practices in here, just to kind of get them used to it. So first we go over our number. What is our number? 1,869. Okay, what is it in standard form? And at the same time I'm doing this, the students, since this is kind of like guided practice, they could use their whiteboards and a marker. And they can, fill it out along with me. And we can do it up here on the board. And I could also do a 3, 2, 1 showdown. That way they could show their boards, make sure they have the correct answer, and have students walk me through it, so that way they get like they're teaching a lesson. So 1869, standard form would be the same, 1,869. Expanded form, again, they could do both ways, but we're going to go for the 4th grade method. So you'd have 1, put them in parentheses, times 1,000 plus 8 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 9 times 1. I can also show them the other method, or it could be 1,000 plus 800 plus 60 plus 9. and they'd equal the same, they would equal this number. Now, word form, they'd have to write it out, so it would be 1,000 1,869. So that'd be it in written form, 1,869 is the number we look for. So we go through that. They do the standard, expanded, and word for all that one number. That way they're getting practice with all of it with the same number. And then we do 3, 2, 1 showdown, make sure it's good. Then we go on to our next. So for practice 2, just got a bigger number, 32,456. So standard form, it stays the same. 456. Expanded form, both ways, but I'll just model 1 for this one. So you got 3 times 10,000 plus 2 times 1,000 plus 4 times 100 plus 5 times 10 plus 6 times 1, which would equal your 32,456. And then now word form, that should be capital. $32,456 And that'd be it for their word form. Again, they would try it on their own. Then we would go into our last practice. Last practice. So the last practice we got 478, standard form, 478. And I did each practice as a different part for our place value. That way they're just seeing the same amount, they're seeing different numbers. So we got 478, expanded form, 4 times 100 plus 7 times 10 plus 8 times 1 would equal your 478. And then word form, $478. So we do that for our last practice. Then we'll go into a word problem. It's kind of cut and dry just because it's, looking for standard form, expanded form, but I still just kind of get them used to seeing it in a sentence. So Sam is sitting in her room upset. Her brother comes in and sees her struggling with her math homework. He offers to help her with numbers in standard, expanded, and word form. James wrote 587 in these forms. Did he do it correctly? So they would be able to see a standard form, 578, expanded form, 5 times 100 plus 8 times 10 plus 7 times 1 equals 587, and then word form 587. So they'd be able to tell me, they'd be able to look at it and say, okay, we've been doing this. Yes, he did it wrong, or no, he didn't. And then here the students would do, this would be more guided practice. So again, just more, the practice would be more or less them watching me, but since it is towards the end of the lesson, they probably know how to do it. So they could do it in the meantime, if they know how to do it, understand it. Then with here, we do it with all these numbers. Do the same step. We have the standard, expanded, and word form for each one of these numbers, which they would do on a piece of paper that I'd give them. That way I could see their work. Or on their whiteboards. They have to show it to me, though. That way I understand that they're understanding it. And then for the exit ticket, that'd be their independent activity, plus it'd be my way of seeing if they're mastering the skill or not. So directions, we'd write the numbers in standard, expanded, and word form. So with the X ticket, I would print it out, they would have it, and I, of course, would want to see their work because I am collecting it. I want to make sure that they're mastering it. So the first one, you have 7,725. Number 2 is 378. 3 is 33,672. 4 is 776,593. Number 5 would be 88. Again, all different place values of where they are. That way they get a good mix of how to do it. And then we go back to our closure, back to our I can statement. I can write numbers in standard, expanded, and word form. We'd go over this. Do we feel like we achieved it? Do we need more work with it? And I'd be able to tell from analyzing and assessing their exit ticket. Thank you.